Hi, this week we're going to be talking about the Annotated Bibliography assignment. The Annotated Bibliography assignment is an opportunity for you to do the bulk of your research prior to beginning the writing process. At this point, I should have approved your proposal. You have a working thesis. You have a list of questions that you need to answer for yourself before you can start writing. And this is what you're going to be doing as you do all the research for your annotated bibliography. To start, of the 10 sources, 7 of them have to be peer-reviewed, and I want to be clear what I mean by peer-reviewed sources. These are sources that must come from academic journals, not United Nations websites or organizations or the Mayo Clinic. This actually has to be peer-reviewed publications. How do you find peer-reviewed sources? I recommend that you go into the library databases. Within Canvas, on the navigation bar, you'll see a link to the library. Click on that. Once you get to the library's website, you're going to see a place where it says, what do you want to look at? And one of the buttons there is databases. I suggest you start with EBSCOhost. When you open up the window to do your first search, there's a couple of boxes that you want to make sure are checked off. The first one is you want to look at full text only. There's nothing worse than finding a source that you think you want and there's only a paragraph. And then you want to make sure that you check off the box that says peer review. If you have trouble finding this, you're going to need to talk to a librarian, but you can get help from the Ask a Librarian 24/7 support or by coming in to campus and asking to work with somebody in the Writing Center or in the library. When you do those two boxes, whatever you search is going to limit your results to only peer-reviewed sources, and you need 7 of them for the annotated bibliography. 3 can be popular, and that just means New York Times, CNN, what have you. That's the key. You need to use MLA 8, so be sure to follow MLA guidelines at the OWL at Purdue. Don't just rely back on MLA 7. If you haven't done it in a while, how to format citations has changed in the last year. As for the annotations, they need to be about 100 words average. They need to be a summary of the source or the part of the source that you intend to use. And then this is the key part. I need to know how you intend to use the material. Is it background information? Is it going to be for the opposing views? Is it going to be an effective quote, a compelling quote that you want to put in your introduction? I need to see how the research is going to then be developed into your formal research project and support your argument. If you just give me the summary of a bunch of sources, all I'm going to be able to say is, yeah, you did research, but I can't give you any kind of feedback or determine how effective that research is going to be towards your final project. Now, this has to be 1,000 words total, not including the citations, just the annotations alone. So do pay attention to that word count. It gives you an idea about the level of depth and detail that I am looking for. 10 entries, average 100 each. And this assignment is worth 100 points, which means this assignment is worth as much as all of Essay 1 was worth. I'm expecting a substantial amount of work on this. Remember, if you're taking a 5-unit course, that's 5 hours a week in the class plus 2 to 3 more outside of class, which means you should be spending several hours online answering the discussion question this week. And then you need to be spending probably a minimum of 10 to 15 hours just doing the research for this project. Now the good news is once you've got the proposal done and once you've got the annotated bibliography done, then you should be ready to start writing, just getting right into the writing part. And you still have 3 full weeks to go from having everything you need to do the writing to getting the writing done itself. So that should give you plenty of time to stay ahead. Again, you do not want to fall behind on this project. You don't want to be 1 week out from the due date and realizing you still need to do more research because you're going to find yourself a bit stuck there. I also want to note that once you do the annotated bibliography, you can still continue to do more research. As you start writing, you may discover there's an area that a new question that comes up that you need to have answered. So this isn't the end to the research. This is the end of the foundation of the research that you need to have in order to start the writing process. I do want to know, and I did send this out as a note, that we did resolve the issue about why you couldn't make attached files to discussion posts. I don't even want to tell you what I had to do to get into Canvas to drill down to find the part where I had to flip a switch to give you guys that access. It was anywhere you would expect it. I sat down with somebody, they walked me through it, so we solved that problem, so that won't happen again. You will be doing peer reviews again for next time. For those of you who did them, I hope you found them useful.